Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with a special Saturday edition of Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Word on the Street. LaTisha is not having it anymore. She's not going to take it. Who, what, when, where, why, how, what the heck is going on? Let's hop right in. I'll tell you all the tea. So we all know Leticia, my husband from this season of Love During Lockup. She's been on my channel numerous times. She was my first co-host for the season premiere. But not only does she love her husband Keith so very much, she is a tax professional. We've seen her at work numerous times during the season. We've seen her with her staff. We've seen her staff react when she told them she was bringing Keith on. And, we've seen her interact with Deanna on her staff when tea was dropped at the beginning of the season that Deanna and Keith had a little teenage romance. And we also seen Leticia and her family, her daughters. Her little girl just had surgery this week. She had her tonsils out and she started first grade. Leticia last night was on her stories being a proud mom, talking about how she was listening to her daughter reading and hearing her sound out words. And it was such a proud mom moment for her. Now, Leticia is very outspoken, to say the least. She has gone to her social media before to clarify things, such as the whole Deanna conversation that we've seen on TV. Her and Deanna are friends. They've had this conversation way before we saw it on TV. And she wants everyone to know that Keith is not going to be a part of her accounting firm. They have a separate business together. And sometimes things are edited that are out of her control. And sometimes things are on TV are not actually what they are really appearing to be in real life. Just put it that way. Okay, guys? Editing. Sometimes editing comes into play. And she wants everyone to know she has worked very, very hard to get to where she is today. And she has overcome a lot, and she's not going to bite her tongue for anybody. Okay. So she came on my channel. We sat down and we broke it down. Okay. There has been several articles written about her criminal charges, her bankruptcies, her business being evicted from their office space, what is currently going on with her home. And we spoke about it. We did an interview, broke it down. I actually did an article about how sometimes editing does come into play with Love After Lockup. So Leticia and I broke down everything that has happened, her criminal charges, her lawsuits, bankruptcies, you name it. We spoke about it. If you haven't checked out the interview, please do. It is on my channel. But now, Leticia's not going to take it. Last night, on her Instagram story, she put this up. This is like the 50th article has wrote about me, and I've only done 6 episodes. And this is the article she is referring to, an article that was written by Starcasm. And then you could see her comment. Thank you for the article, Asa. I'm glad I keep you busy. I'm actually grateful for this article because I never received this notice from any type of small claims from the old owner of my Waterloo office. Thank you. I've reached out to him to get this resolved. Until next time. And then Leticia, as she said in a previous story, that she's not going to bite her tongue for anybody, takes to her social media and says everything is not meant to be put in a freaking article. like finding out shit even before I do and posting it just to get laughs. And then she posts a text message between, which I am assuming is the old landlord's representative. And she asks him, can I please get the court information and documents about the court case you supposedly have against me? I never knew about and never received documents for. I had to find out from a news article. And the man named Alan sends her a PDF of some court documents and asks her what news article reported it. I attached the PDF of the court notice, and she responds, what can we do to resolve this? I don't want a judgment. And Alan responds, I found the article. They must be monitoring your court records. Leticia responds, okay. He responds, after I receive the money order, I will notify the court to drop the case. Until then, it will proceed. Leticia responds, if you have to serve me any more paperwork, please serve it to my corporate address. Outside of tax season, I don't have anyone sitting in the office in Waterloo, and I won't receive any notices. And he responds, okay. So Leticia, who refuses to bite her tongue, goes on her social media to say, y'all speculated about my business in Davenport. We moved next door. We never closed down. I'm still a business owner. Shit happens. Y'all speculated about my criminal history and try to use that against me and my team, who is innocent, just for laughs. That shit is old AF. Y'all act like it happened yesterday. Do y'all even read? And if you guys listen to the interview Leticia and I did, we discussed all of her criminal charges, which date back to, I believe, 2005. Y'all talked about my past dismissed bankruptcy from years ago and called me broke. Look in the effing mirror, dumbasses. Y'all then talked about my home where me and my children live and I worked so hard for, and I had to fight someone I trusted for over a year to get justice, scamming a single mother and her children out of a $400,000 home, and y'all think it's funny. Me and my children are the fucking victims. You hire a realtor who has a shady business partner investor who takes $40K down payment and enters you into a fraudulent land contract. And Leticia and I spoke about this during our interview as well. Treat you like the owner that you should be whenever anything goes wrong, but acts like the landlord when you are late in the payment, which is why all of his court cases got dropped, and Iowa legal aid picked up my case and fought for me and my babies. And from what I understand, Iowa legal aid picked up her case because it was a unique case and because of the depth of the fraud behind the case. Without them, I would have never known that the money and time and love that I invested into my beautiful home was going to a home that this man had no right to sell me. I was in denial for so long, several months. And I could imagine, because I probably would be in denial if someone told me that a home I thought that I signed the contract to own was actually a lease. I finally listened to my attorney and settled with those losers in my favor. As of now, I can't go into details, but very soon, I promise you, I will, as much as my settlement will allow me without breaching it. Okay, so this is very sad to me. So she goes on to say, I'm literally in pain right now. I'm literally in tears right now, going over my pain that so many of you think is funny. This is traumatizing to me, and I have to hide it because I am a mother, a boss. I take care of my babies, and I make sure my team eats. I have to put my feelings to the side, and that's what happens when people depend on you. And I feel that it's on so many levels, Leticia, so many levels. We are not broke. We did not get evicted from our home. We fought back against those crooks who are defrauding tons of people in my area. How this is happening, this is actually happening everywhere. I won so others will have a voice. Now, Leticia had actually addressed this on her Facebook page back on August 6th. And she broke it down exactly what happened with her land contract, the fraud. She hired a real estate agent in 2020 to help me purchase a home. He ended up involving me in what I thought was a purchase, but a fraudulent rent-to-own transaction. I spent good money on a house that I thought I was buying, but ended up with something much different than what I was sold. Even though he was my real estate agent, he ended up taking a direct interest in my home and acted like my landlord. He didn't tell me that another company owned a home or who they were. Rent-to-own housing is a scam where the seller tries to deprive you of the rights of both a seller and a tenant. I think these are illegal, and when they tried to evict me, my lawyer raised these issues in court. We settled the case in June. I can't discuss the terms. At this time, all I can say is that I'm moving on to bigger and better things. If you have been a victim to real estate fraud or believe you have been and are in the state of Ohio, please message me and I will connect you to my amazing attorney. So Leticia had already addressed this in the beginning of August on her Facebook about her home. So this is the real situation, and she cannot discuss the settlement terms until everything is done, finalized next month in September, and then she will come forward, as she says, with as much detail as she can without breaching the settlement terms. Perfectly reasonable, I say. She goes on to say, and my business in Waterloo is still open and in good standing with the new owners. Y'all look at a post and run with it like your life is perfect. So she closes out to say, so fuck y'all and mind your own business. Anybody can pull up a public record on your ass, which is true. Anybody could have pulled a public record on my ass and see that I'm bankrupt twice. Like I lecture Chance constantly about his financial responsibilities because I learned the hard way. So, hey, and stop hiding behind fake aliases and be a man. We know who you really are. If you got questions, I don't mind answering them. I'd rather you do that. I'd rather do that than you speculate. That is why I invited Leticia to come on and to answer all the questions that I had, especially about the check that she wrote to Pizza Hut that bounced. I'm sorry, Domino's. The check she wrote to Domino's that bounced. I was curious about that, and I asked her about it. So, hey, ask questions. Don't speculate. Now, Tish has other things on her mind, honestly, and we all know Leticia is all about her husband, her husband, her husband, her husband, her husband, her husband, Keith. So she is so secure in her relationship with her husband, Keith, that she wants you guys to send him fan mail. So here's his address, okay? Here is the guidelines to send him mail. Hell, you could even send him pictures. She don't care. She is that secure in her relationship with her husband, Keith. Okay, so here's his address. That's the guidelines. He's almost done with this mess. He'll be home soon. And him and his wife, Leticia, Tish, will be taking on the world together. And that's all she wants everyone to know, that she's worked very hard, overcame a lot, and she's moving forward. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And Please share my video with a friend or 10. And don't forget, wordonthestreetreality.com for all the tea you need. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Bye.